All right, this is Bill Markley. I'm from the Licking County Records and Archives Department. It's February 7th, 2017, and I'll be talking with Mr. J. Moran. Is that how you pronounce his last name?
Yeah.
Okay. About your experiences in the Licking County Jail. First, I'd like to ask a little bit about your life in general. Where were you born and where did you grow up?
Right here in Ohio, and I grew up out on, what is that? Dragoo. I was born on East Main, where the old hospital was on Everett Avenue.
Right.
And then we moved out to Dragoo Road, and I've lived there ever since.
Okay. How was life like as a child, or?
You want me to say the way it really was?
Well, whatever you want to say.
It was great, really.
Whatever you want to say.
Yeah, it was great. Just like I said, didn't have a mother, just my dad was my mom and dad both, so that's when the trouble started.
And what kind of trouble was that?
Always living on about $80 a week, you know, and so I'd steal eggs off of Frank Westbrook, chickens, and bust an old hog in the head once in a while and drag it home, and just stuff like that's what got me thrown in this place in the first place.
Now, how did you end up here the first time exactly?
Well, the first time, they got Dad for drunken driving going down Moran Road. The second time, he took the trunk off of the car, the lid, and he bought a refrigerator and a soapbox derby car.
Yeah.
Like I said, we bought this refrigerator and soapbox derby car. Well, he took the lid of the trunk off. We set the refrigerator up, tied it in there. There was no place to put my car. So we tied it to the bumper and we're driving down the road and I'm driving my car. And Dad was drunk, him and Curly Baker, Wild Irish Rose, going right down the road there through Moran. Well, we wouldn't have really got caught that day, but like I said, he whipped into Wyatt's greenhouse and stole a bunch of cucumbers. Filled the around the edge of the refrigerator up. Back out on the main road we went and they got us. And it wasn't Bill Belder that time. See, usually when Bill Belder, he'd give us a chance. But this other deputy sheriff, he wouldn't.
When were you here, or when were you here the first time, roughly?
I don't remember none of the dates or nothing like that.
Do you remember roughly how old you were?
Well, I started out at 14 and then just worked my way up.
Yeah. Do you remember how long you were here the first time, roughly?
Roughly the first time we was here a little over 3 weeks. Like I said, it's all on the wall on the third floor.
Okay. Do you remember where you first came in?
Yep. I remember a lot of stuff about this place.
What stands out in your mind?
The food, when they delivered the food, everything was in the same tray. Your peaches were just as hot as your macaroni, and it was pretty nasty.
And how would you come in the building first?
We'd come in from the side over here. As you're coming in the back way, it's the left side. That's where they brought you in at. When you released you, you went out the other side.
What did you do first when they brought you in?
I think the first time was when Dad was drunk and driving. Of course, I wasn't feeling no pain. He'd give me a little snort of the whiskey and wine, and I think that's why they put me in here too.
Okay. And he was in at the same time?
Yeah, he was on the second floor, I was on the third, and I smoked ever since I was 8 years old. And we'd tear the bed up. There was no army blankets, and make strings and run down the pipe, which I'll show you up there. He'd tie 2 or 3 cigarettes and matches on, I'd pull it back up. Then the fourth floor was the ladies' room. That's where all the ladies was arrested at. And they was noisier than us.
Did you get to actually see your father face to face
Nope.
while you were here?
Nope, never, not once. Oh no, they didn't let us out of that cell, only to take a shower.
Really?
And the showers are all over here in the corner.
Okay. Now, how many were in a cell with you?
I think there was only 2 in our cell, me and a guy named Gary Warner. That was always in ours. Usually there's 4. And let me tell you, it was pretty crowded, and there were 4 people and a pot right in the middle. And
Did they let you out to walk around by the windows at all?
once in a blue moon, if there wasn't a bunch of people, that's how we got our cigarettes, was the pipe. I couldn't get them from inside the cell unless I threw it out. If they had the window open, I could throw the string out the window, and my cousin Carl and them would tie cigarettes on, and I'd pull them back up.
Okay.
And that's from the 3rd floor. We got caught a couple times.
Any repercussions after you got caught?
Oh, no, just locked up.
Yeah.
Locked up for 2 or 3 days without getting out. But it wasn't too bad. It's my second home.
And so there was like openness.
Yeah, there was a
around
crack
it.
all the way around it. You could get a string down in it and pull cigarettes and matches right up, right here. And then this window, that screen was not on there when I was in here. That's what I'm saying, I don't remember this, because they set our food right through here in these trays here.
Yeah, this probably was not here.
No, this wasn't there, was it?
Yeah, no.
Because our food come right in here.
correct.
But now, that screen wasn't there, and then this window was open, we could stand up here and throw a string out to these bars and lower it down. And someone would tie cigarettes and matches or lighters and raise it right back up. But that's the pipe right there, and it's filled in. And you can see over here where it's filled.
Now, getting back to when you first were brought in here, do you remember what all happened the first day? Did they fingerprint you or do other things?
They fingerprinted us, took pictures. They didn't give us no uniform like they do now. You know, how they give you the coveralls, they just lift in your clothes. But you had no shoestrings, no belts. They took all that stuff away from you. I don't know why. You could tear them old army blankets up and hang yourself. The only thing I remember is going up the elevator. As soon as you got up the elevator, the third floor, they took the handcuffs off. You stepped out of the elevator, they opened the door. You stepped through that gate, and it was third cell on the left-hand side as you're going down. That was mine. The fourth cell down, there's no bathroom, no bedroom, nothing in it. That's if you're really mean and rotten up in here, they put you in there. And if you peed or pooped on the floor, you slept on that same floor. And you get in there, if you're wrong and bad, that's 2 or 3 days locked up in there with nothing. And believe me, that's just like getting in a little square box, buddy, and it stinks, it's bad.
And that was right next to your regular
That's
cell?
right next to my regular cell. So they said I was doing, I was next to that room. Yeah, I wasn't doing that room.
So you weren't really kept in your cell most of the time?
Yeah,
You
most of the
weren't-
time.
You didn't have any communication with any of the other
The only time they let
inmates?
you out is to take a shower, and then if there wasn't a bunch of people up there, they would let you get out and walk around the hall. But a lot of them would get out and walk and holler at people out the windows and stuff, so most of the time they kept us locked up.
How'd you get along with the other inmates and with the guards?
I got along fine with them. I got along fine with anybody if I wanted to eat. I mean, they brought bananas and grapes, and I was allowed to have apples. But that's when my mom tried to get in the picture and brought them over and dropped them off here. And they all come from Big Bear over here.
Oh, which is sadly just closing
The
down.
Little Bear, yeah.
Yeah, called Little Bear lately,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, when they brought our food, it was in
Sandwiches and-
metal trays. And it had 4 squares in this metal tray. You had your macaroni and cheese, maybe your applesauce or your peaches, and then something else in here. But it was all hot when it brought to you. You ever eat hot peaches?
No, I can't
Cook your
say
peaches and eat them. Especially when the hot macaroni's put in there, all the food just gets warm right now. And it's all in that's why I asked her if they had any more of them here, them trays. And then they didn't let you out of your cell. They went around the cell and stick it through the bars to you. So that tells you when you see the bars, how small the tray was. You didn't get much to eat, not like I do now. Weekends we did get bologna sandwiches. On Sunday we got a TV dinner. So it wasn't bad then. But no exercise. Climb up and down the bars.
Did you get visitors here?
Just one time I got, my Uncle Bill come in to see me and that was it.
Do you remember how you communicated?
Yeah, they brought me downstairs and we stood in there. In between the bars. You know, just before you go in the elevator, he stood out here and I was over here. And he just tell me when I got out or when I get out. He'd take me back to the house till the old man got out. But they wouldn't let me stay with him while I was in here. They put me in here just along with everybody else. Frank shot my dog. Well, he shot me too, buckshot. My dad picked buckshot. I still got scars on my butt and back. And I'd go down, I'd take a claw hammer and I ripped every one of his fertilizer bags wide open. Well, he called Bill, called the deputy sheriff, what he called, and Bill Belder's the one to show up. He'd take me to Moran, or a little bit past Moran, he'd put me out of the car and said, now Jay, if I have to come back and get you, you're going to jail. I got to take you, I can't help you no more. Well, he'd let me out and I'd have to walk all the way back home. But when I walk all the way back home, where am I walking past? Frank Westbrook's feed mill. And he just got a brand new load of spouting out. It was leaning up against the steps. I took off running and jumped right in the middle of it. Well, here come Belder back, and this time he brought me in, but he brought Dad with me, because Dad worked there. So he brought us both in for what I did. Most of the time was Dad. No, it wasn't me. It was most of the time Dad, but they got me for that one. But old Belder was pretty good. He'd drop me off in Moran, make me walk back. Well, he got to the end now where he knew I'd walk by Westbrook's. So he'd take me the other way. You know, you only go to the line of Fraziesburg, that's all as far as they're allowed to go. Well, I didn't go past Westbrook when I had to walk back from there. So I went straight home. So. In that cell, I was probably in that cell 7 different times.
On 7 different offenses?
Yeah, seven different offenses.
But never for long periods.
I think the
right?
longest time I was in there was probably 4 weeks.
Yeah.
That's how
Everything
you
was
call
like
Dad
a
hits
short
the
stay
guard.
from what I can gather.
Oh, say that again?
Dad was drunk, and he hauled off and sucker punched one of the guards.
Huh.
So I stuck right in here with him.
So it
Like I
wasn't
said,
always,
I got a mother, but I didn't have a mother.
Hmm.
She still lives here in Newark, so. Like I said, $80 a week's all we had, so we did what we could do.
Mhm. And it wasn't always that you were in here because you did something wrong, it was sometimes just because your
Sometimes my
dad was
dad
in
did,
here.
yeah.
So every time you were incarcerated, they processed you the exact same way?
No. Once they fingerprinted you the first time, that was it. Well, me it was. I mean, that's all they.
So they didn't take your picture again?
Nope. Nowadays they check every tattoo you got and fingerprint you and everything now.
Were there exercise periods
Nope.
or recreation? Any programs, special
Nope.
programs that they have?
Nope.
Religious
Nothing.
services? Okay. Any other experiences that stand out, good or bad or vivid in
No.
some way?
No, not really.
Okay.
Only when you hear that door shut, so don't be playing no games up there.
Yeah. What did you do while you were in there? Just sit and think a lot about stuff or?
Well, I did a lot of marking on the walls.
Interesting.
What did you mark with? Did they give you
Oh, I got me a
pencils
pencil.
or-
Yeah, I got me a pencil. I got pencils out the window of that string. If they didn't paint them, they're still there.
Do you remember if anybody here was trying to escape while you were here or finding out about that?
Not on my floor there wasn't.
Yeah.
Now downstairs, I don't know what happened. Dad was, I think, trustee one time, but he still didn't get upstairs to see me.
What did the trustees do?
They went out and mowed and raked and cleaned up the yard and stuff like that. Whatever they wanted, pick up paper. I mean, I could see him from upstairs in the window when they let me out to walk the hall, but that wasn't very often either.
I've heard at least one case where I get maybe it was prisoners who were made trustees. They got a little more freedom and did jobs maybe in the outdoors. And I've heard now and then one would wander away and the guards learned that, well, he probably didn't go too far. There was a bar down the street here and
Yeah.
they could usually
Elbow.
find him down there. Okay, that might have been it. Yeah, I guess they're tearing that building down soon,
Yep.
the Elbow Lounge.
Yep.
Yeah. What was the temperature like? Do you remember?
Oh, it was bad in the winter or summer. You burn up in here in the summertime. The winter time it wasn't bad. It was nice and warm. It was real. It was that old steam heat. It wasn't bad then. But it'd be in here in the summertime.
No air conditioning.
Oh, no air conditioning. Heck no. You'd like to get a piece of paper to around.
What about sleeping? How was that?
Sleeping wasn't bad. In the wintertime, summertime you burn up. You couldn't sleep. It's soaking wet. You got one shower a day too. It ain't like you get 2 a day down here. Then you're lucky to get that sometimes. Depends on if guard shows up or don't show up. How many women they had upstairs taking all the hot water.
What was it like leaving the jail, especially the last time you were here?
The last time I was here, I was loving getting out of here. Me and my dad both left the last time I was here. We both left the same time. And where'd we go? To Lucky 7 in the White Front. When they let us out this side door right here, we went straight down the alley, across the bridge and the railroad tracks. There used to be a bar set there called the White Front. The next one down by the railroad tracks was Lucky 7. It was a black bar. And Dad was a member of this black bar, and that's the first place we went because the drinks was free. My dad was an alcoholic, and he liked his wine,
Yeah.
and he couldn't turn it down for nothing.
What kind of job did you get then? You mentioned.
Coca-Cola Company.
Was that a bottling company here?
Yep, yeah, right down here on East Main. That's where the Salvation Army's at now.
Yeah.
That used to be a Coca-Cola company.
Okay.
Then I went from there to the Licking County Highway Department.
Was anybody especially helpful to you after you left jail?
Just
Get back on your
Just
feet?
Belder. Old Bill Belder, he did everything for us.
Tell me a little bit about him.
He was a good old boy. He was just a little short guy, but he'd always come out the house and check on me. See if my dad was drunk or if he was home or we was out on the road. He always, about once a week, was always out there checking on me. He brought us apples and stuff like that out, so. Him and Dave Moore, I think it was. Dave Moore was a deputy sheriff.
That's the first guy, is he the one you referred to as Uncle Bill a little while ago?
No.
Oh, okay, that's
No.
another.
That's my-
That was your
my
actual uncle?
yeah.
Okay.